Good Monday morning, Maga. I'm Pat Miley, your big kahuna, hosting this for the Blue Collar Conservative page. Lot to unpack here. Want to talk a little bit about something that happened over the weekend. I filmed a intro video, a little reel for this, and posted it on Facebook. And it attracted a lot of trolls. And that made me happy because when you attract trolls, you know you're doing something right. And, a lot of mocking, and I really didn't respond to any of that. But what they are so dumb, they don't realize is they're generating traffic, which helps my algorithm, which spreads my distribution. So keep it coming, trolls. You're so damn dumb. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of things. We are in the final days of the campaign for Republican governor candidate here in South Carolina. And it's no secret that I am solidly behind Pamela Yvette, our current lieutenant governor. And basically what I first want to talk to you about is her choices for her lieutenant governor on her ticket. And there's been a lot of speculation for months now. People were saying it was going to be Henry McMaster Jr. And I kept telling people it's not who it's going to be. I've been telling people in person and online and on my videos, it's not going to be Henry McMaster Jr. Well, lo and behold, McMaster said, "Oh, I'm not running as a candidate. I'm not on the ballot." I've been telling people this all along. If you want to take a good look at things and figure out who is probably going to be her running mate, you have to look at who has been by her side at campaign events, at her public events, and who has spoken as her proxy at events, who has introduced her at events. There's only one person that comes to mind, and that's Case Britton. I think that would be a really good choice. He is an energetic young man who will help steer legislation to her desk through the state house. So definitely a good partner for her. Definitely, that's a good fit. Now, if you want to take the more pragmatic approach politically, these candidates, just like presidential candidates, they don't have to let you know who their running mate is going to be till after they secure the nomination. And that's smart because it keeps their options open. When you see someone who is jumping right away to get a running mate, to get a spike in their polling, that's an act of desperation. So she has her options open, and the more pragmatic, most politically astute choice for her would be Ralph Norman. And I'm going to explain to you why. First of all, there's going to be a runoff, and it's either going to be against Alan Wilson or Rom Reddy, because Rom Reddy has really surged because he's dumped $8 million of his own money into his campaign at the last minute. He has been surging. So whoever she's going to be running against, she's going to have to build up her support. And asking Ralph Norman to join her on her ticket is very politically astute. And his supporters, the majority of his supporters, will flock to her. If she is in a runoff with Alan Wilson, Nancy Mace and Alan Wilson hate each other, and Mace's supporters know this. And Mace's supporters are going to flock to Pamela Yvette. So if you got Ralph Norman and Nancy Mace's people going, she's gonna squash him like a bug. The other thing with Rom Reddy, if he were to happen to be the number two for the runoff, that makes things a hell of a lot easier for her even there, because Reddy is, like you said, he's a political outsider, but he's also rhetorically limited. When you hear him on the debate stage, he it's ridiculous. So either way this goes, if she takes the pragmatic approach, odds are she's gonna run away with it in the runoff. Okay, now that we're this close to June 9th, it's desperation times for a lot of these candidates. It's win or go home time. And since the Trump endorsement of Pamela, that you could see the desperation of other candidates because they have gone extremely negative. One of the first ads that popped up was right before she got the endorsement. A PAC who was backing Wilson put out this ad that in itself was deceptive. It was a really poorly made AI ad that was probably made on some kid's cell phone. That's just the way it looked like it. Calling Pamela a liar about her ads that implied, they claimed implied that Trump was endorsing her before Trump ever gave his endorsement. And all her ads showed was Trump saying nice things about her. And what I find ironic is Wilson had been sharing videos long before that ad came out of Trump saying nice things about him. Now, Nancy Mace, she wasn't sharing any videos of Trump saying nice things about her because Trump has never said anything nice about her. And to secure the nomination here, most of these candidates, even when it was in doubt, all of them in their ads were putting up pictures with Trump. Everybody, every single one of them. And I thought, hey, if this is a qualification to run for office, I got my picture taken with Trump 4 times. So, you know, the I should run for something. I'll never run for anything. I'm having too much fun doing this kind of stuff. But that's beside the point. This is what they were doing. And now that Pamela got Trump's endorsement, doesn't Wilson send out mailers and door hangers of pictures of him with Trump on it? Doing exactly what his PAC accused Pamela of doing, lying. And Nancy Mace, crazy Nancy Mace, that's what Trump calls her. She is sharing. Sorry about that. She is sharing pictures of her with Trump, and Trump can't stand her. And they're calling her Maga Mace. So this campaign has all been about who they're all depicting themselves. Who would be the most help to Trump in Colombia? And Trump has made that decision. And Trump's endorsement carries a ton of weight. So you're seeing a lot of desperation out of these other candidates. And I think some of these candidates are actually ignoring and have been ignoring the advice of the people that they hired to help run their campaign. And when you have people that are helping you run your campaign, you need to listen to them. But some candidates are just so arrogant that they think they know best, and they pretty much hurt their candidacy by doing so. They lack the patience. Patience is important in the long run in a campaign. You can't sprint out too fast and burn too bright too soon. You have to be consistent. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And some candidates don't realize that, and then they run out of gas at the end. And Pamela has not run out of gas. And Trump has given her the fuel that she needs to push her across the line to secure the nomination. Do I think there's going to be a runoff? Yeah, there's going to be a runoff. It's going to be ugly, whoever is running against Pam. Pam's going to keep a positive campaign, and all you're going to see is ugliness out of whoever she's running against, particularly if it's Wilson. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit now about political tropes. Now, a lot of people, they hear what political tropes are, and they don't quite understand what a trope is. A trope is a metaphor, and it's a metaphor designed to elicit an emotional response from the person. I'll give you an idea of positive tropes. Someone says that they were a veteran, and that elicits a very patriotic, emotional response. They're an Eagle Scout. They were an Eagle Scout. That doesn't necessarily promote a positive emotional response with me, but it would someone else, because I was in Boy Scouts. And I also know that there's about a dozen or so serial killers that were also Eagle Scouts. Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy come to mind. So I'm not particularly swayed by that trope. But more and more often, campaigns and politicians, they swing towards the negative political trope to sling mud on their opposition. And a lot of time, by the constant use of the political trope, it dilutes its impact. And by diluting the impact, then they have to look for another negative trope. The word racist had been used and still is used for years and years and years. But it had reached a point where it didn't have the impact as it did before. So then they moved on to other things like fascist and Nazi. And without even a lot of people knowing what a fascist or a Nazi is and the context behind it, they just know it's negative, so they throw it around. And that in itself dilutes. It's a shame that people have diluted and the word Nazi, because I have 8 uncles that 6 of them are my mom's older brothers that fought in World War II. And I have another uncle who was a chaplain who made notifications to the people who lost their loved ones. So, I get pretty fired up when I hear people referring to each other as Nazis. Unless, of course, they are real Nazis, like the Democrats have Graham Plattner and this Maureen Galinda, who are actual Nazis. I don't mind when a Nazi is called a Nazi, especially when they have a Nazi tattoo on their nipple. I do mind when people are called, the term is being thrown around willy-nilly. And the reason I'm talking about this is this one trope that's become excessively used in this campaign cycle, and that's the word pedophile. I was a police officer, and I worked cases that child victims were involved in. It sickens me that people are using it, and it's been around. It's been being used for a while now, especially by the conspiracy theory people. And I hate to see when a time comes. Sorry about that. The significance of that word becomes diluted.
If you like this content, please follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that notification bell.